What's shaking YouTube? Gore's the Emissary Seal product back here today, and it is finally happening. I'm finally doing my deck profile on my, I guess you can call it a Dragon Link deck. It's basically Dragon Link with a little bit of variation because I don't have a ton of money and I'd rather spend it on packs than just single cards. So we're also opening 5 blisters of the brand new Blazing Vortex. So I got a couple of booster boxes of this coming up, but first, what everybody's been waiting for, my deck profile. But if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already one of my subscribers, because I'm trying to hit 75 by Valentine's Day. I know that might be a little iffy, just because at the time of recording we're at 60, so that's 15 subscribers in a week. But then again, it's only 15 in a week, so that's enough of that cringy stuff. Let's go. So tell me what you guys think about this deck. I'm pretty proud of it. It's basically a rocket engine deck, so a 3 of is going to be your Rocket Tracer. He's a level 4 dragon tuner, and it can target one face-up card you control, destroy it, and then special summon a rocket. And it's a quick effect. So if it gets targeted, you could target your itself. If you have another rocket on the field, pop it, bring back a different rocket, and trigger off a bunch of effects. Because every rocket has an effect if it gets sent to the graveyard. So Rocket Tracer, 100% staple for the deck. Then I run 3 Magna Rocket Dragons. Magna Rocket Dragon, if it gets targeted by a Link monster, I can destroy this card, send it to the graveyard, and then at the end of the turn, or send one card on the field, like your opponent's side of the field, to the graveyard. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. And then at the end of the turn, it triggers off its second effect, which summons a rocket from your deck to your field. So if it's your opponent's turn, you have Magna Rocket out on the field, they target it with a Link monster effect, you can just pop it, send it to the graveyard, that goes to the graveyard, you get a rocket at the end of your opponent's turn, on your turn, draw, and it's just Link material. Sorry if this is a little awkward, I've never done a deck profile video, so yeah, this is probably going to be just a little cringy. Next, we go 2 Silver Rocket Dragons. Same thing, if a Link monster effect is activated and it targets a Silver Rocket Dragon, you can look at your opponent's extra deck, banish 1 card from it. That's nice. That's just an easy way to, see what your opponent's running with, and then just kind of screw up their engine. So I run 2 just because it can be kind of bricky running 3. And also, if it gets sent to the graveyard because of battle or a card effect, summon a rocket at the end of the turn. Very, very useful. I also run 2 Rocket Synchrons because of the effect. It's a level 1 tuner, so it can be useful for synchro summons. Its effect is, if it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 5 or higher dragon from your grave. So because of that, I run 2 Absolouter Dragons. Basically, if Absolouter Dragon's in your graveyard, normal summon Rocket Synchron. Rocket Synchron pulls Absolouter Dragon onto the field, and you can synchro for a level 8 synchro monster. So send that to the graveyard, and then when Absolouter Dragon hits the graveyard, you get a rocket monster from your deck to your hand. So that's why the Rocket Engine is the lifeblood of this deck. And then I also run just 1 Rocket Recharger. If a dark monster that you control that's special summoned, that's from the extra deck, is destroyed, and you have this card in your hand, basically, you send it from your hand or the field. If it's on the field, you can send it. Target that monster, and then special summon a different monster from your graveyard. So that's nice. Basically, this deck focuses on extending and just pumping out some monsters in order to get out your extra deck monsters, which we'll go over. So that's the Rocket Engine. Then there's just dragons, basically. So I run 2 Starliege Seafort. It's just a dragon searcher, essentially. One Omni Dragon Brotar. If you have just like a limited board made, your monster gets destroyed, this is in your hand or your graveyard, you get a special summon. Very helpful. Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and a White Dragon Wyvern Buster. Sorry, this glare is a little much. Basically, banish a light monster, summon this to the field. When this gets sent to the graveyard, you get one of these to your hand, or vice versa. This, you banish a dark monster. When it goes to the graveyard, you get this dude to your hand. So, smart. Keeper of the Shrine. If a dragon type monster on your side of the field is destroyed, you can summon this from your graveyard or your hand. And it just keeps recycling. Like, summon it to the field, send it to the graveyard. One of your dragons gets attacked a couple turns later, boom, special summon, Keeper of the Shrine. Worth it. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, because links are a thing. Basically, your opponent link summons, boom, you get a free summon, plus a negate, plus a draw. Worth it. Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, just because you can use any of the effects on it. You can manage to banish 3 different light monsters, and what is it? Special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense, which, I mean, that's not the best one. I mean, you either want to do banish 3 dark monsters, shuffle 1 random card from your opponent's hand back into its deck, or light and dark, destroy 2 cards on the field. Like, worth it. And then there's 2, like, boss monsters. Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, or Darkness Metal Dragon, sorry. Rookie mistake. Banish a dragon monster, summon it to the field, use it to get a dragon from your graveyard. Just a great extender, getting the link materials out in order to make your link monsters. And then, I thought this was a good idea. This is why I say it's not Dragon Link, because most of this is like the standard Dragon Link profile. Rainbow Dark Dragon. Banish 7 dark monsters with different names from the graveyard. 90% of this deck is dark monsters. Banish them. Rainbow Dark Dragon, 4000 beat stick that can banish more dark monsters. So I think it's a good, fun choice to put in this deck, and I have used this against. My buddy has a Sky Striker deck, and he of course uses Dragoon. This is able to truck over Dragoon if you get it out on time. It's nice. So that's all the dragon monsters for the deck. Then we go on to the 3 non-dragon monsters. We got the Hand Traps, 2 Ash Blossoms. I ran 3, and it just seemed clunky. Like, there was multiple times I'd shuffle, 2 Ash Blossoms in my hand, first turn. Like, that could be good. Most of the time, that just shoots you in the foot. So, 2 Ash Blossoms, and then a Witch of the Black Forest, taking a blast from the past. Like, I was having problems summoning my Dark Rainbow Dragon, whatever it is. And I was just never pulling it from my deck. I managed to pull it once or twice, and me and my buddy have run like hundreds of test duels. So I was like, I need a way to be able to draw this card. Witch of the Black Forest. Because if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. So, this is on the field for any reason. Gets sent to the graveyard, search out Rainbow Dark Dragon, because it has 0 defense. Perfect combo. I love it. Especially because when Witch of the Black Forest goes to the graveyard, that's another dark monster with a different name. So, that's all the monsters in the deck. I do run 4 trap cards, which I know is weird. 1 Infinite Impermanence, because this card's expensive and I haven't been able to pull multiples out of any sets. Witch's Strike, because the game has become how many negates can you get off, and if your opponent negates a normal or special summon of a monster or the activation of a card or effect, destroy all your opponent's cards in their hand. Or destroy all cards your opponent controls and in their hand. Sorry. So it's a Raigeki and a card destruction in one card without them refilling their hand. Great way to disrupt a bunch of plays. Storm Dragon's return, because there's a bunch of banishing that happens with this deck. You have a couple of cards banished, pop that, boom, get another link material. And one of the oldest cards that I still use in a deck just because it's been in a deck for years, a Metal Raiders Mirror Force. Yeah. Just because nobody plays this anymore. Like, I know there's still like a bunch of people like me that like the old staples. Mirror Force is a fun way to just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna die this turn. So that's all for the traps. Now for the spell cards. Foolish Burial, basically just to send Absorouter Dragon to the graveyard to get Rocket Synchron to your hand. And yeah, that's basically the whole reason for Foolish Burial. Monster Reborn, because it's useful. Raigeki, because Lightning Storms are expensive. And Lightning Storm, because I got lucky. Basically, if you don't know what Lightning Storm does, if you control no face-up cards, you can activate this and either destroy all attack position monsters your opponents control, or destroy all spell and trap cards that they control. So it's a Raigeki for either row. Next up, we got a Dragon Shrine, which is just another Foolish Burial for dragons. Return of the Dragon Lords, it's a Monster Reborn for dragons. We got 2 copies of Quick Launch, which just special summons a rocket from your deck to the field, and it will be destroyed at the end of the turn, but that doesn't matter because you're just getting it out there to link off into something. And then 2 copies of Boot Sector Launch. I only play 2 copies instead of 3 because it's so easy to search from the deck. You never want to draw this card. Searching out this card basically sets up the rest of your plays. So you can run 3 if you want, if you're just scared that someone's gonna just negate the crap out of you and you won't be able to get it, but 2 is good enough. Even running 2, I still draw it too often. Now we go to the extra deck. So they're all just single copies except for Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon is how you set up most of your plays. It just takes 1 level 4 or lower dragon type monster. That's it. So you get this card out onto the field. As soon as you summon it, you get to get a Boot Sector Launch from your deck to your hand. Boot Sector Launch lets you either special summon 2 rockets from your hand, or if your opponent goes first and builds up a crazy board, or the game's been going on for a while and you have a graveyard full of rocket monsters, you can play Boot Sector Launch and you basically just even the playing field with rockets of different names. So Striker Dragon, essential to get Boot Sector Launch. After that, we got Guard Dragon Pitsty and Guard Dragon LP, a absolute staple in the Dragon Link deck. Basically, you cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters when this is on the field. You can target 1 dragon monster that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it to a zone that 2 or more link monsters point to. That's awesome. I honestly end up using LP more. LP is basically the way you try and get your Red Eyes Darkness Dragon without having to banish everything, and you get a free Monster Reborn. Basically, this is my favorite of the 2. This is what I use in case I've already used the LP play and got trucked over. Then we have 3 Link 2 monsters. Union Carrier, Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, and Dillinger's Dragon. Dillinger's Dragon, 2 Dark Dragon monsters, super easy to make. special summon it onto the field, and basically I just use this as a bridge into bigger Link 4 monsters. Because once this is in the graveyard, if you special summon a rocket, this gets special summoned to the field. So that's just adding fuel to the fire. Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. I hate how long these names have gotten. Basically, I know it's got 0 attack. Oh, why? Yeah. It's a compulsory. You, if it's in the extra monster zone, tribute 1 monster from your hand or field so you can tribute it. Return 1 face-up card on the field to the hand, and if this is the card that you tributed, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck, and its effect, or its attack and defense become 0. Sorry guys, I'm getting super tongue twisted. So yeah, that's also a backup plan to summon Red Eyes Darkness. So, and then Union Carrier, just because every monster in the deck is a dragon, and it's an easy way to just boost up some points in case you got a big brick wall that you're like 500 attack points away from trucking over. So it's just a smart play when you're running a deck that's all the same type. Now we get into some of the Link 4s. So just because there's so many Link monsters in the deck, Appaloosa is a good choice. Just because, like I said earlier, it's a game of how many negates can I throw out there. 4 Link monsters, boom, 4 negates. You get a, what, 3200, 2400? 3200 beat stick. Boom, done. Borlo Dragon, just because it's a staple in the Rocket deck. Neither player can target with monster effects. Quick effect, you can target 1 monster on the field that loses 500 attack and defense, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. So it's immune to being stopped, basically. And it's a 3000 beat stick. Say they got something else that's 3000 out there. Summon this, drop its attack by 500, truck it over. Nothing they can say about it. Plus, if it attacks an opponent's monster, I can place that opponent's monster in a zone that this card points to and take control of it, but send it to the graveyard during the end phase of the next turn. So it doesn't say anything about not using it for Link material. So Borlo Dragon, definitely a staple. One of my favorite cards to use is the Unchained Abomination. Takes 2+ monsters, including a Link monster, so like Dillingerous, 2 other rockets, boom, Unchained Abomination. If a card gets destroyed, basically Unchained Abomination can target a card and destroy it. And then when another monster is destroyed by battle, yeah, I can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. And during the end phase, I can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. And you can only use each effect once per turn. Still, that's like 5 destroys, 4? I don't know. A lot. Topologic Zerboros, it's the Battles of Legend Armageddon printing. So it says that basically if a monster gets summoned to a zone that it points to, it banishes everything on the field, including itself. And then of the standby phase of the next turn following the turn that happened, this gets special summoned back, and it gets 200 attack for everything that is banished. So a lot of banishing that happens in this deck, plus that effect, so big old beat stick. One of my favorite cards that I pulled out of Eternity Code, Access Code Talker. This is one of the big boss monsters, because it's 2+ effect monsters, so just a Link monster and something else. Your opponent cannot activate effects or card effects in response to this card's effect activations, which is a lot of the word effect. If it's Link summoned, I can target a Link monster that was used as material to Link summon it, and it gains attack equal to that monster's Link rating times 1000. So if you send a Link 2 monster, it gains 2000 attack, so it'd be 4300. So that's pretty nice. And then you can banish a Link monster from your field or graveyard and destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Also, the rest of the turn, you cannot banish monsters with the same attribute. I always like butcher the word attribute. I try and say attribute all the time, so sorry. Basically, it's one banish because everything's the same attribute in my deck. And so that's it for the Link monsters. And there's 2 Synchro monsters. Draco Berserker of the Tenny, purely for the negates and the banishing. And then Borload Savage Dragon, because it's awesome for the negates and for the pure powerhouse trucking that it gives. Basically, if Access Code Talker ends up in the graveyard, when it's synchro summoned, equip one Link monster from your graveyard to this card, and if you do, place Boral counters on it equal to the Link monster's rating, and then this card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monster equipped to it by its effect. So that's nuts. It's already a 3000 attack monster, and it gets more tanky as it goes. Then when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can remove 1 Boral counter from this card, negate the activation, and yeah. So, bunch of negates. The game has become nothing but trying to negate what your opponent does. Alright, so I'm going to show you theoretically what you could do with like a test hand. So 5. So, with that, that's a pretty decent first hand. Alright, so we're going to start off with the quick launch. Play the quick launch and special summon your Rocket Tracer. So once your Rocket Tracer is on the field, you can special summon your Absolrouter Dragon from your hand, because if you have a rocket monster on the field, you can special summon your Absolrouter Dragon. You're going to play your Dragon Shrine and send your other Absolrouter Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. When it hits your graveyard, you're going to grab your Silver Rocket Dragon. Okay, then you're going to trigger off Rocket Tracer's effect and destroy Absolrouter Dragon, sending it to the graveyard to special summon your Rocket Recharger. I basically only use it as an extender. When Absolrouter Dragon was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can also special summon Keeper of the Shrine from your hand, because a dragon monster was destroyed and sent to the graveyard by card effect. So that is nice. Now that you have 3 monsters on the side of the field, you're going to send Rocket Recharger to the graveyard to link summon your Striker Dragon, and then when Striker Dragon gets on the field, you're going to get Boot Sector Launch from your deck and activate it. After you get Boot Sector Launch activated, you can special summon the 2 rocket monsters in your hand. This is where things get just a little bit complicated, but only a little bit, because this is where you go into your Unchained Abomination. You send 3 monsters plus Striker Dragon, so a link, to summon Unchained Abomination. Once Unchained Abomination's on the field, you send Silver Rocket Dragon to special summon Guard Dragon LP. Now that LP is on the field, you can special summon a dragon from your deck to your side of the field. And that is going to be how you special summon your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Once that's on the field, like I said, huge Nibiru target. Once that's on the field, you can use its effect to special summon Rocket Tracer again. Once you got that on the field, basically you're set up for your opponent's turn, because you got destroys, you got a beat stick, Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer can pop. Ooh, you know what? Rocket Tracer should be in defense, just because it could still get trucked over, so you don't want to lose any life points. I know it's not an OTK, but this is a good like setup. Your opponent special summons something, Rocket Tracer to destroy LP. Once LP is destroyed, Unchained Effects goes off, destroys a monster. It's just that simple. This is a really good deck, and I can't wait to go to locals again to test this out. But now let me fix my camera angle, and we're gonna open up some packs. All right, we are back with the Blazing Vortex Blisters. I know it's a bit of a weird angle. I just wanted to show off my new background because I spent way too long working on this because the wall was not quite wide enough. So yeah, but I'm going to bring my Arm Dragon level 7 out here just to try and bring us some luck, because I would love to get that Arm Dragon Thunder level 10 secret. I know it's not the one everybody's losing their mind about. It's Pot of Prosperity, Acquisition, something, I don't know. Pot of something. So maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll get a Starlight. That'd be crazy. Got 5 packs from Walmart, got a Starlight. Spriggan's Branga, Icy Breeze Refrain, and to Meteoractor Gigaboros. That thing looks crazy. S4 Streamer, new Fabled card, and Virtual World. So yeah, this is my first time opening the Blazing Vortex packs. We'll be having a booster box of this cracked open later this week. I actually have a couple of them. I'll probably space them out with something different in between. God. Trying to not, you know, completely destroy what's in the pack. Alright, come on. Starlight out of the first 5 packs of this set. That's what we want. Neroy, the Dream Mirror, War Rock, looks insane. S-Force, Fabled Marcosa, and Mahavilo. Alright. This isn't like an expensive super, but this is one of the supers I wanted just because it's very nostalgia based, this set. This is just a rework of Mahavilo if you run an equipment spell deck. So that's pretty cool. Come on, let's get some of the Armed Dragons. If I'm gonna get supers, I want the Armed Dragon supers. Honestly. Like, I mean, I have the Armed Dragon level 7 still. It's the only of the original Armed Dragons I have. That's from the Soul of the Duelist. Unlimited, but still pretty impressive. Come on, let's chazz it up. Get an Armed Dragon pull here. Parametal Foes. Pendulum Encore. S4 Showdown. Spriggan's Call. And a White Baking. That looks hilarious. Stairway to Fabled Realm, Tri-Brigade, Archfiend's Staff. So yeah, this is a new set. It came out last Thursday to OTS stores, Friday everywhere else. We actually, my car died, so that was fun. That's why videos got kind of delayed. But me and the wife decided to get a new car. And on the way back from the super long drive we went on, stopped at a random Walmart and grabbed a handful of packs. Figured this would be a nice way to cap off an awkward deck profile. S4 Showdown, Spriggan's Call, and Sacred Tree Beast Hypertron. So, just supers. Come on. 5th pack. Let the 5th pack have a secret in it. Ooh. This has the security tag, and I don't remember the security thing buzzing when I scanned it, so that's kind of sketchy. Alright. Oh no. It was glued on the... Okay. It was glued over the flap. Alright. Pendulum Encore. S-Force Showdown. Spriggan's Call. Reinforcement of the Army's troops. That's cool. And an S-Force Bridgehead Secret Rare. I have no idea how good this one is. I know it's not the pot card, so hey, finally no drama pink. But this is awesome. We got a secret out of 5 packs. That's pretty good. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching the video, guys. Like I said, finally got my Dragon Link video done. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like this video. Like I said, I have a couple of the Blazing Vortex boxes coming up, plus a couple more really sweet ideas for videos. If I can hit 75 subscribers, like I said, I'm going to be opening a Return of the Duelist booster box. This is like the best condition booster box I've ever received. And I bought this off of Amazon. Like, what? No dings in it. The cardboard isn't even popped in. But if I can hit 75 subs by Valentine's Day, I'll be cracking this bad boy open. So, yeah. And I know there's some of you that aren't subscribed. About 50-60% of you guys are watching my videos and not subscribing. What's up with that? But I do appreciate the support, guys. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll drop a link in the description down below. Also, I have a TCG player account. Anything you buy off of there, I just take and recycle into doing stuff like this. This is how I got most of my cards for my deck, was just buying a ridiculous amount of packs. So appreciate the support, guys. Click on either of these 2 videos if you want to watch more of my stuff, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Peace.